Shalom, shalom,
Shalom.
Before we get started, we want to give all praise and honor and glory unto
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
All right, double honor to our apostles, the elders of the Muslim, and rule well. All right, shalom, YAHAWAH, which means peace and mercy to the elect throughout the four corners where you may be. As you already know, we the brothers from the branch of GMS Cleveland. I'll come back at you with another weekly live stream that we do on Fridays. And, we're going to get into a lesson just speaking about the second Exodus. All right. Obviously, if you're familiar with the Bible, familiar with history, there was the first Exodus, which happened when we were in ancient Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Ancient Egypt, we were there in bondage. We was there to serve what hardcore rigor, hardcore bondage, hardcore slavery under the Egyptians. All right. So right now we're under what the current Egyptian, which is Esau Edom, and he's our current taskmaster, slave master, and we've been put here right now to serve another punishment. But soon, the Lord will deliver us just how He delivered us in the first Exodus. So we're gonna start with the word Exodus and what does it mean. Then we're gonna get these precepts, man.
This is a Google definition for Exodus. It says an Exodus is a mass departure or immigration of a large number of people from a place. It most famously refers to the biblical departure of the Israelites from Egypt.
Yeah, and like I said, just mention it briefly. When you go to Exodus the 12th chapter, it goes into obviously the Passover and this that, and the third, and it goes into what us pretty much being delivered from the hands of that Pharaoh and the Egyptians during that time. And that Exodus that happened, what Israelites get delivered from their bondage, man. Because right now, what do you Jake's faced with right now, man? The same situation. It's just a different nation that you under, man. And this nigga's actually worse. You know what I'm saying? Esau Edom is actually worse, man. Because at least with the other heathens, and we was going to it a little bit last time during the last live stream. Esau's the worst heathen, though. You know what I'm saying? At least with the other heathens, they have boundaries to a certain extent to where they won't go beyond. Esau is considered the base man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get them precepts. No, I'm starting Isaiah.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 13. It says, "For he saith, by the strength of my..."
Isaiah 10 and 20.
My bad. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them."
Yeah, because you got certain of our people that always leaned upon their their slave owner, or their how can I put it, man? What's another word for slave owner?
Master,
oppressor. Wow, that's more so the word I want to look for. You always had Israelites of our people that leaned upon their oppressor. You know what I mean? And they didn't want to get from under their oppressor. It was kind of cool with the current situation they had. Because when you look through history, a lot of our people, not a lot, but some of our people, they was in slavery, don't get me wrong, but they wasn't in like hardcore bondage. You had some of our people throughout every kingdom that did well. You know what I'm saying? That was doing all right. They might have had certain positions. You know what I'm saying? They had certain riches. That's always been like that. It's always been sellout jakes that's been doing good in every kingdom. And they don't. You think when they was in those positions and they had those little riches and you think they wanted to get up in them? No, hell no. I want to add it.
Yeah, like the under the Romans, the Sadducees and the Pharisees are wickedness.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. How they sold out to keep their seat.
Yeah.
That's why they was threatened by YAHWASHI. You know, because they thought he was coming to take their seat. From in their power.
Yeah. Beautiful point. You got a little more.
It says, Isaiah 10 and 20. "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, the Holy One of Israel, in truth."
Yeah, I got it.
And that's referring to the elect right there. You see, for 2/3, you're going to trust in Egypt all the way until you burn up. But the elect, the elect going to lean on the Lord. And it starts now. Even in our day-to-day lives, you can see how, Lord willing, we're part of the number. You can see how different things affect us if we rely on BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. We don't rely on Egypt forever. You got it?
That's right.
That was it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt." Verse 15.
Right, because that's the famous history, the most famous, one of the most famous histories now is the deliverance, the former deliverance of the Israelites,
Right.
Out of Egypt.
Right.
And it says, verse 15, "But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them." And it shows you, it's a special point right there. It shows you that the Lord is the one who drove the Israelites to their destinations where they are now. It wasn't of man, it was of the Lord, to punish us and also to raise up small sanctuaries where he has scattered us to praise his name, Continuing on, it says,
But that's the key, like you said, because also it said that the Lord's going to gather us from all the countries that we've been scattered to at once. So that's that second exit that you're talking about.
Yeah, about that too.
That's right. It says, continuing on in verse 15, "And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." You see, you can think of the account with Joshua and the little children. How the Lord wiped out the ones who didn't want to serve him, and the elect really went into the land. At that time, Joshua and the little children was the elect being delivered from that, from constantly going in circles over and over again, So it shows you at different points the Lord going to deliver his elect, those who fear and trust in his name,
Was that on there?
Yeah, that was it on that point.
Give me that Wisdom Psalm 18. And then before you get that verse, we're just gonna point us in three, but we start from the top. Before we get that verse, we're gonna go into it too. Like when you read the account during the time when the Israelites were pretty much being delivered, especially when they was going through the wilderness, like it was like they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what was gonna be the next situation they was gonna encounter. You know what I'm saying? That's the same situation we faced with during this go around. Here it is, we telling Jake about the deliverance, what's gonna transpire, but a lot of Jake they liken it to it like what's gonna happen next. It was the same thing that was happening when Moses was trying to get Jake from under the Egyptians, man. You know what I mean? We get that real quick.
Wisdom of Solomon 18:1. "Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light, whose voice they hearing and not seeing their shape, because they also had not suffered the same things they counted them happy.
Keep going on.
But for that they did not hurt them now, of whom they had been wrong before. They thanked them and besought them pardon for that they had been enemies. Instead whereof thou gavest them a burning pillar of fire, both to be a guide of the unknown journey, and a harmless sun to entertain them honorably.
Bring back that three.
Instead whereof thou gavest them a burning pillar of fire, both to be a guide of the unknown journey, and a harmless sun to entertain them honorably."
Yeah, this is going into the history during the time when we was in Egypt, man. All right, and that's talking about the chariots guiding the Israelites. All right, pretty much out of that captivity was under, and throughout the wilderness when we was going through the wilderness, man. But the key point in there is that it was likened to like an unknown journey. Because like I said, during that time, bro, Jake didn't know what the hell was going on. Here, bro, you gotta remember, bro, they was in Egypt for fucking 400 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? 400 plus years, bro. That was in there. So this is centuries, bro, of just generation after generation of being in captivity under the Egyptians. That's all they knew.
That's why they was hesitant. They like,
Yeah, bro. That's right. That's why they
bringing
was
us out. You bringing us out here to kill us?
Yeah, bro. Matter of fact, get that precept with the guards and leaks.
It'd be like today if you took 100,000 of our people and took them on a journey in the wilderness, they wouldn't know what to eat. They wouldn't know, and then majority of them is on a need to know basis. It's not like Moses letting them know what the next step is or what we gonna do, what we gonna move next and stuff. It was a walk by faith and not by sight.
Because it takes faith, to follow orders.
Exactly, bro. Like I said, so that unknown journey that Jake was faced with, when Moses, was pretty much leading them out of that, they was like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? That's all they knew. So they was like, bro, where the hell you taking us? You know what I'm saying? Like, for
What
real.
city we about to go build?
Yeah, bro. And like I said, remember they was getting took to the wilderness, so they were like Jake City folk as it is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of like instinctively Jake like being in the city. They don't like really being out in the boondocks and shit like that. So yeah, you know they playing. You know what I'm saying? So when they was getting took to the wilderness by Moses, they didn't know what was gonna occur next, man. So you got that precept up. Somebody look up.
I got it. I got the one.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, numbers. Yeah, numbers.
Numbers start at.
It started.
Like 2 or 3.
It started. We start from the top. Actually.
This is Numbers chapter 11, verse 1. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of the Lord burnt among them and consumed them that were in the utmost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because of the fire that the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell in lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic.
That's why, you gotta come out of her. In Revelation 18 and 4. Just like the 2/3 was caught up in Egypt, right? If you're not part of the elect, you're gonna stay caught up in it. You can think about 2/3 now thinking, oh, the burgers, the Burger King, you know what I'm saying, the Whoppers and shit like that.
And that reminded me of Lot's wife. Because Lot's wife, she looked back. That look back wasn't like a physical turnaround. It was the respect on the things that she was leaving behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, like that's why the scriptures say that talk about that small remnant that's not going to stay upon them that smote them. So yeah, and it's the same niggas today. It's here today. It's gonna be in that same type of spirit because we have been in Babylon for all this time. This all niggas know. You know? Yes, sir. Verse 6 it says, "But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides the manna before our eyes." And
yeah, because there was one of the pleasures, like it says in Revelation 18, about the dainty things. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. They had the pick of the litter in Egypt. They could go eat whatever kind of food they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Now out here, what we been eating is better. Same shit.
But,
you know how niggas be, man.
That's the thing, though, because in the scripture, it talk about how the Lord had the manna be till they like it.
Oh,
Okay, let's go. Go.
So it's like, what you complaining for? If you think about the leeks, you can eat the manna. The manna tastes like the leeks.
Come on,
you
man.
know. So it shows you that it was really a deeper root, a malignant root within them. That you know.
Good word.
You know,
Good word.
the malignant root that's within Jake that just want to despise the Lord. They're looking for any reason to hate the Lord, man. You know. It's just the food was just the excuse during that time just to hate the Lord.
Yeah, because you gotta remember too, food like good food that you eat it can be equivalent to your living circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like say whatever if you're able to afford like good sustainable great food, and also it's acquainted with your living circumstances. Like what I mean by that. So if you eat fucking ramen noodles, obviously you poor. But if you eat T-bone steaks and all that shit, well obviously you got some money. You know what I mean? So Jake was accustomed to a certain living circumstance. You know what I mean? Just like now, bro. And also going to that with Revelation the 12th chapter about how you get that real quick too about how it helped the woman. You know what I mean? Because Jake, I remember, bro, we've been in captivity, but Jake's been accustomed to certain living circumstances. Niggas got big ass flat screen TVs, AC. You know what I'm saying? Like
niggas got scat, Hellcat.
Yeah, Hellcat, like you feel me? Right. So Jake, they like, bro, I'm cool, I'm good. So it's like it's the same thing with Egypt, bro. Jake was accustomed to living a certain way. It ain't like the food, cause like back then too, you gotta remember, bro. Is eating good is also acquainted with being like wealthy in a certain degree. Like, you know what I mean? Certain, like, especially if you was back then, you was getting like certain like meats and shit like that. Meats and goat milk and all that. That mean you had a certain level of wealth and money. But Jake was eating leeks and garlics and all that shit.
Yeah, and it's also a mental illness because Jake think that it can't get no better than this.
Yeah.
So in those times, Jake thought it couldn't get no better than Egypt. You know? Well, hold on, where you taking this? Well, it can't be better than what we was living.
Exactly, bro.
This is Revelation 12, 14. It says, "And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, which that's to talk about America. The woman is the nation of Israel. It says that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. That's talking about this devil we got over here in America. We went to him for the one of all things, like it says in the curses. You know what I'm saying? It's including education, including food, and shelter, everything. You know? So we were being nourished from the face of the serpent. Okay, so that's how niggas is like it says in Jeremiah 2, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? You know what I'm saying? Because our people, they so used to being that homeborn slave that it feel good. Feel like they at home.
And this is how life's supposed to be.
Stockholm
We supposed to be at the bottom. This is life. And they accept it.
Yeah.
We like, look, nigga, we ain't accepting this shit. We find out who he is, nigga. We look.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the Stockholm syndrome, man.
Yeah.
Fall in love with your oppressor.
I guess so.
Was someone there like
Well, that was just the 15th verse.
The nourishment you looking for in there?
did he hit that already?
Yeah, that's where it says, this is Revelation 12 and 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a times. And that's that 350 years from the face of the serpent.
Yeah, so Jacob, we was already breaking it down. Pretty much that's going to when Jacob arrived here in the Americas, how they was pretty much getting supplements, if you will, from the system. You know what I mean? Like obviously you got the WIC, the SNAP, you know what I mean, and certain other governmental programs that was helping aid Jake while they were over here.
Section 8.
It's Section 8, I can't forget that.
I remember the time where they offered, trades in schools.
Yeah.
You know, you used to be a mechanic straight out of high school. You know, but they took programs from
Yeah, and remember, a lot of these programs, it wasn't created for Jake. So when Jake was, fucked up, those certain programs was created for middle class Edomites. Once Jake got a taste of that shit, they was like, basically like, damn, we didn't have these things. Food stamps was created, and all that was created for the farmers and shit, the Edomite farmers and things like that during the Great Depression and things.
Well, what the immigration was about when they the schools, because the black schools didn't have the education, not only education, the resources to have their kids to take their home ec and mechanics and wood shop classes, man. You know.
It says in 2 Ezra 9, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
So the Lord had it to where Jake was able to stumble across those things. So when Jake went from having shit and then Esau came like, dun, 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 they looked at him as a savior. They looked at him as a savior.
Ecclesiastes 7:7.
A gift destroyed the heart.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 30:10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, said the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
Yeah, seed. The descendants of the nation of Israel, man. So this is only the Israelites is going to be saved. And the New Testament supports this prophecy of the second Exodus, because YAHWASHI said in Matthew 24 that he's going to gather us from the 4 winds of the earth.
It says, and Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
And this is what the Lord is offering. Real rest, man. You tell a nigga that, they like, look, nigga, I rest. I'm off 2 days a week. That ain't rest, man.
Yeah, 4th of July.
You don't know, and we one paycheck away from being homeless. But this is the mentality that our people has developed, being in this captivity for all this time, man. So when you present something to them that's beautiful, okay, they reject it because they don't believe that it can get better than this. Nigga working Monday through Friday, nigga hitting the clubs on the weekend. Like I said, he got a Hellcat, he got a 392 Charger. You know what I'm saying?
On top of the fact that the things that we saying, we prophesying to come, I have not seen it, ear have not heard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we telling them something that's only way you can believe is if you got faith, man. That's how it boils down to it, because that's how the Lord set it up.
And then the Lord was showing these niggas the miracles.
Right.
The Lord when the Lord freed us out of Egypt, there was miracles happening.
Yeah.
You know,
That proves that. Yeah, that proves that they're the same people, because
Yeah.
now he ain't gonna. The Lord ain't got to do all that now, because they the same people. What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, because at first they was getting shown it right in their face. We ain't got them saying like
well, the
same
Lord
type
is
of
showing them the
examples.
signs right in their face. They listening to the prophets. What the prophets is preaching is coming to pass, and the niggas still don't believe.
They say they want to see a sign, but the sign is Jonah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
got to
Back
speak
to
some more, but then
64.
y'all got it right back, because when I was saying, I just want to get some history. This is Psalms 78, and because you mentioned about, like, they ain't believe and this and the third, all the stuff that was happening. It's Psalms 78 verse 16. It's it says he brought streams also out of the rock, and caused waters to run down like rivers. It says, and they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness, and they tempted Yahweh in their heart by asking meat for their lust. It says, yea, they spake against Yahweh. They said, can Yahweh furnish a table in the wilderness? It says, behold, he smote the rock that the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed. It says, can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people?
Right, that's the point. That's what I was making. Like, it's not signs like that evident right now, where you smiting a rock and water coming out and shit. Like, only sign they got right now is the prophets. You know what I'm saying? But so the Lord, like, the hell, you know what I'm saying? The hell with you niggas, because last time I did stuff like this, right in your, like, you still scoff it. That's the thing about Revelation 16. When you talking about the sun smite them, they blaspheme the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And I also you can bring out Isaiah the 30th chapter, where it said they trusted Egypt because there are chariots or many. You know, the plentiness, the plentifulness. They didn't have respect, or they weren't grateful for the little that the Lord was. The Lord was, they looked at it as little compared to the big morality of things, the overall picture of it. That you were getting delivered.
Right.
Here you go, my here it is right here for you, and for you, Kadash. It says verse 21. It says, therefore the Lord heard this and was wroth. It says, so a fire was kindled against Jacob, and anger also came up against Israel. It says verse 22. It says, because they believed not in Yahweh and trusted not in his salvation.
There it is. So they didn't trust in the Lord. They didn't trust in that deliverance. You know?
And it's fucked up too, though, man, because like Jake was just mentioning, like the Lord actually was doing these things physically in front of you, bro. Just like when the Lord was on the scene, when Yahweh was on the scene,
Exactly.
So there's two different things that took place, like, but there was actual miracles. So I'm gonna go back to the time we read about right now, the time of Egypt. There were actual miracles happening right in front of Jake. And then fast forward, obviously, hundreds of years later, when Yahweh got on the scene, he was actually doing miracles right in front of people. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you couldn't deny it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you just read.
Yeah.
About being able to bring forth water out of a rock. Like the brother mentioned, but what was you reading from?
Psalm 78 chapter.
I got a quick one. Exodus 17 and 2. I'm gonna start at 1. It says water in the rock, right? Exodus 17 and 1. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of sin after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And that's what I got from the excerpt that you read, as far as them tempting YAHWASHI, asking, can he furnish a table in the wilderness, etc., etc., like as if they limited the Lord's power.
Put them in the box.
Yeah,
Right.
he just split the
That's right. Thinking that.
And on top of that, I was gonna say, on top of that, remember the bondage that they were was rigor. It wasn't like they was over there like right now. How it is, you know, Jay can chill, Jay can do certain things. They bondage was rigor, man. They were serving hardcore bondage, man. And here it is, the Lord delivered them from that.
Yeah, the scripture say, I heard my people cry. So they was going through that, and their spirit was crying out to the Lord. So it's showing you, like, it was an affliction. It was a certain type of affliction where their spirit was crying out to the Lord. They didn't know the Lord name and nothing like that, so they couldn't pray to the Lord. They was crying out in their spirit. So that's another example, like you're saying, like the type of bondage that they was under, and then the Lord did that, and you still, you know what I'm saying?
And you brought us to the wilderness.
Exactly, bro. That's the point. Yeah, bro.
That's why we titled it the second Exodus. The second Exodus is going to consist of us getting delivered out of this current captivity, man.
I got the definition of Exodus.
Oh, we already read it.
Y'all read it in Edamon?
Yeah, well, we ain't read the Exodus, it was a Google definition. But you
It just says the late Old English, the second book of the Old Testament. It says a military expedition, a solemn procession, departure, death, literally a going out. It says a way, path, a ride, journey, march. It says figuratively a way out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. We looking for a way out. Yeah, a departure. We literally looking to be free from our oppressors, bro. That's right.
I got one more if you don't mind. I know you got it, big guy. It says not Exodus, Ezra 9 and 13. And after all that has come upon us for our evil deeds and for our great trespass, seeing that thou our power has punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us such deliverance as this. Going into the deliverance, the second Exodus, man, because really we don't deserve, nothing, there's a scripture in the New Testament that goes into that, roughly paraphrase. I want to say the book of James, which we ain't got to get it, but it's a scripture that say, along those lines, man, roughly paraphrasing. But really, man, we deserve death for our iniquities, for our trespass against the Lord. But it's the mercies of the Lord that we not consumed. The Lord could have consumed us in Egypt. He allowed us to, to reproduce and us to continue, but he could have just let us get consumed.
And the scriptures tell us not to use this liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, which this time, this grace period, to live as ye ought and not as ye please, according to your flesh, man. You got to live according to the scriptures. Go ahead, y'all.
Second Ezra 1 and 22 says, "Thus saith the Almighty Lord, when you were in the wilderness, in the river of the Amorites being athirst, and blaspheming my name, they were murmuring and speaking against Moses like the Lord didn't send them, man. All right,
and the Moses and Aaron, they showed proof that the Lord sent them. It ain't like they just came to the Lord sent me, and no, they showed proof.
Yesterday, I was just teaching my son about Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
Yeah.
So showing that story.
It's completely out of order.
Yeah. Because they were confident.
Yeah. Verse 23 says, "I gave you not fire for your blasphemy, but cast a tree into water and made the river sweet." Even through Israel's hardness and stubbornness, the Lord could kick them off, man. But it was His mercy that the Lord had to bring up that generation who didn't see the miracles, all right, to believe in Him, man. He killed off all the elders,
Precept. Hebrews 3 and 8 says, "Harden not your hearts as in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness," going into exactly what we was talking about in that first Exodus. Then Jake went to the wilderness, right? 4 years. It says, "When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works 40 years, wherefore I was grieved with that generation, and said, they do always err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. So I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest," like was just mentioned. The fact that the elders, the older ones who actually was in the wilderness, the Lord waited for them to all die off, right? He brought the younger generation in who actually going to take heed and listen. And see, this time He's not going to deliver y'all niggas at all. That same generation in the back, that same generation that was in the wilderness, that's the same generation that offered up YAHWASHI, and will get upon us. These the same niggas back today. See, the Lord, He's not going to deliver y'all niggas at all today. He's going to keep y'all in that blind state. Y'all always going to get destroyed with Babylon.
Yeah, because the 2/3 they always been around.
Yeah,
Like the 2/3 is not new. It's not something that's new. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about the 2/3 gonna die. Like the 2/3 have always been here. You know what I'm saying? Even going back during that time of Exodus, it was always niggas that was against the ways of YAHWASHI. They didn't want to get right, and the old generation had to die off. That's like into the old wine bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like them niggas was there was so much into that captivity of Egypt. When the Lord finally delivered them out of that, they just couldn't get out of those ways of Egypt. Just like now, man. We telling Jake about America, how America get destroyed, and you gotta leave this place alone. They can't get away from the ways of America. You was mentioning about like just the stronghold. It got a stronghold on Jake, bro. But like just the restaurants, just the lifestyle, the holidays. All that has a permanent thing on Jake. Yeah, grass on Jake. Bro.
And the point is, the Lord through the prophets shattered all the strongholds. Everything that Jake, is attached to in society was ripped into pieces. Jake picked the pieces up, holding on to little pieces of it, man.
The mirth is gone, and Jake, like you said, Jake's still holding on to this shit. Jake could be flat broke talking about they about to have a cookout tomorrow. And when you really process it, we were slaves when 1776 America gained its independence, man. You niggas was slaves for another 150 years until you so-called were,
slavery was abolished allegedly.
Well, it's transferred from private owned to corporate.
That's it.
And just like
That's it.
the holidays coming up tomorrow with the 4th of July,
250
you
years.
gonna have niggas really thinking that holiday got something to do with them. You know what I'm saying?
Dressing for
No, they don't. They got Juneteenth now.
No. Niggas is hypocrites. Niggas don't celebrate Juneteenth and the fucking
Yeah, right.
Like, how could you
Best of
celebrate
both
both
worlds.
of them? Like those are in contrast against each
That's
other.
the both worlds, bro.
Like I said, niggas really be looking for an excuse just to cope with they society, they fucking pain, bro.
See, that's why in Jeremiah said they forgot, my people have forgotten their resting place.
Yes.
That's just a form of rest.
Yes.
Like you said, to cope with their pain.
Yeah.
They supposed to come here.
Yeah, bro.
They missing the whole fucking message. Like the message is like, bro, you gotta return here. That's the point.
Can you get that in Jeremiah 2?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
And that's the thing, like the Exodus, the second Exodus first started in your mind.
Yeah, that's right.
Before you leap physically into the chariots, you first got to exit this place in your mind.
So I got it right here real quick, bro. Micah 2 and 10, this is rise ye and depart. This is not your rest, because it is polluted. So destroy you even with the sword of destruction, like the other brother said. You got to depart out your mind from this place, man. As long as you stuck in this place, you're not gonna want to leave, man.
Yeah, you gotta protect.
Then you drunk, bro. You drunk as hell. You drunk off Babylon juice.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
But then the Lord sober you up with the truth.
Yeah, like I said, we had made that example one time. It was like Jake drunk off the Babylon wine and all that. We was like, it's like an actual person at a bar or a club. And like your friend, the nigga drunk as fuck. He been there since 6 p.m. It's 1 o'clock midnight. And he like, yo, bro, you gotta get there. He like, I'm good. He think he's straight. Like when that's how it is with Jake in the world. Like you drunk off the Babylon wine, bro, and we trying to wake you up. And you like, I'm good. Take you home. He think he good. We trying to take him home. Like, no, bro.
Think it's only 8 o'clock and shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't drunk. I ain't drunk. I'm good. See, Jake don't know he dead.
Right. That's what we want.
Jake is spiritually dead. They don't understand that. Jake think even the nigga that I woke. I know my third eye. Shut the fuck up.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga get to talk about the chakras and all that shit. You just know, you like, bro, this about to be a conversation I don't want, right?
11 is the point, read 6 to 8.
Can I start at 5?
Yeah, start here. Read the 8 and then jump to 11.
All right. Yup. This is Jeremiah 2 and 5. It says, thus said the Lord, YAHAWASHI, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me and have walked after vanity?
That's the spirit, because niggas act like the Lord did something to them.
Exactly.
The Lord has always been faithful.
Exactly.
You niggas is mad at the Lord like it's his fault.
Exactly.
That go back to the precept that Aisha brought out about how the Lord punishes us and our iniquity is deserved. The Lord has always been righteous. We the ones that's been acting a fool.
That's why the Lord said you niggas gotta acknowledge your offenses. We had to acknowledge our offenses to the Lord, man. Look, we know what we did, y'all about you know, so.
Right.
Have mercy on us, man. Jake acting like they ain't did shit. It's all the Lord's fault.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
It says, thus said the Lord power, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me and have walked after vanity and are become vain. Neither said they, where is the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits.
That was that first Exodus. That Bill was speaking of. We titled the lesson behind, the second Exodus. That's why I had you get it.
Yep. It says through a land of drought and
it's constantly mentioned in the scripture that the Lord brought us up out of it because He wants His credit.
Exactly.
He wants his what's another word I could use? His honor, His respect, man.
Yeah.
His renown.
There you go.
Because that's what made His name so great. How He judged Egypt.
Yep.
And that's why He's going to get His renown again. Yeah. Judging this Egypt.
Yeah.
That's why you always reference it, because it's like if I did that, there's nothing that I can't do.
Yeah.
Jake forgetful of how in the fashion in which the Lord did it too.
Exactly.
It was a great fashion.
That's why
so many days before they started murmuring against the Lord when they came out of Egypt, man.
And that's why when you read the scriptures, it constantly say that Jake is impudent. And when you go into that word, it said describe someone who is rude, bold, and disrespectful, often lacking a proper sense of shame, man. So Jake is impudent, man. They don't show the Lord His due respect.
Right. And that's crazy because in the book of Joshua, Rahab the harlot was given the reverence to the Lord. Like we heard the power, you know what I'm saying, and with the things He have done. Like you said, the Exodus was the example of the Lord's might. Like so, this new Exodus is going to be the bringing back of His name, His reputation. on the earth. That's why it says we talked about the old Exodus, like we said earlier.
Jeremiah 16.
It's gonna be talking about this new Exodus because it's gonna be more great.
Before the spirit get carried away.
Keep going, man. Yeah. It says, I'm gonna keep going where I was at. Through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passed through, and where no man dwelt. It says, and I brought you into a plentiful country to eat the fruit thereof and the goodness thereof. But when ye entered, ye defile my land.
Hey, like a nigga talk to a woman that's ungrateful. Hey, look, bitch, remember I took you off the street, bitch, you ain't had nowhere to go. Yeah. All right, I fed you, took care of a child that ain't mine. Yeah. And bitch, this how you repay me?
Yeah. Yep. It says, when ye enter, ye defile my land and made my heritage an abomination. The priest said not, where is the Lord? And they that handled the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied about Baal and walked after things that do not profit.
The same stuff happening now. You got women teachers in the church. Then one of the clips that you said that's an ultimate spit in the face of women teaching in the church. That's them going against the Lord, man. So that's Jake doing the same shit over and over again, man. You know, and they're gonna get the same judgment, death. You know, if you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, that's insanity, man. You know,
that's right.
It is Jeremiah 20:11.
Yep, that's the point.
Have a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods?
Yeah, 2/3 did. Right? They chosen broken cisterns
Jesus
Christ.
Jesus Christ. Allah, Buddha, Yeshua, Yahweh.
As the scripture says that as many people you have as God. Yeah.
Jake worship every god.
Hey, Jake, bro, you had a nigga, bro. I always bring this up, bro. A nigga talking about the so-called black woman is God. You got niggas that believe the nigga woman is God. And you tell me a nigga like that deserve to walk around? That nigga is mentally sick.
How is she God?
It's so low. Our women are so low right now. On top of the fact that they women. Like they the lowest of the women in this society.
Brother, she bring life into the world.
Right.
Like, you know how the woman, you know how your mama used to say, I brought you in this world, I can take you out. That's not true. The Lord brought us in this world, he can take us out.
That's right.
You know?
She God, but she from you. She's waiting, she's looking for God.
And this what the scripture say. If she's God, then tell her to bring forth children after children. Like, why you don't know? Why don't you? When a man gets you pregnant, why you don't know what you having on top? Why can't you say, "Honey, we having a daughter"?
It should be in your spirit.
It should be in your spirit. Why you can't have 10 kids at once? You know?
They so
you can't have your own hair.
It says, have a nation change their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which doeth not profit.
And that's why the Lord is gonna make you rely on those idols during this second Exodus, man.
Right.
When you see the ones that trusted in YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI get delivered, you gonna have to call upon those idols, man. All right, he's gonna make you. That's why the scriptures say, "Yet they have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more."
I got it. It's like our people forgot the purpose.
Judges 10:13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
If I can say, because that's the purpose. It's like our people forgot the purpose of a God. The purpose of a God is deliverance and following him, obviously, of course. But the benefit, I'll say, that's a better word. The benefit of your power is the fact that he's going to save you in times of trouble. That's to show that if he's a real power or not.
And that's what Judges is about.
Right.
Deliverance, raising up, but a deliverer. All right, to take Jake out of the captivity. Jake come back to the Lord, serve the Lord for a short period of time, and then they go right back to the book.
The Lord showing you, look, I am he, I am the power. I am he, Yahawah, he exists. Yeah. You know, and those other guys, they're not gods. But you ain't gonna know that until it's time for deliverance.
I got a quick one, if I may. This is Psalms 9, since you said that, bro. This is Psalms 9 and 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High. So yeah, the world has forgot the power that created everything. That's what this whole second Exodus is about. You know what I'm saying? One of the main things is to put his name and renown back into the earth. The brother mentioned the name renown to get his reputation back, bro. And that's what's getting ready to happen. Everybody forgot the Lord. You know, because we was talking about Rahab the harlot. Yo, everybody knew the power of the Lord back then. Knew not to fuck with Israel. You know what I'm saying? And all that, man. So that's what the Lord is about to get ready to do. It said the strangeness of our salvation, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
I got something here just to go into this Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 30. I'm gonna read the 31. It says, "They will none of my counsel; they despise all of my reproof." Verse 31. "Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices." So just like Big Bro Mahad said, man, you know, whatever God you choose, that's what's gonna take you out. Whatever you put your power in, other than your HALALYAM, that's what's going to take you out. You're going to fall into that device, whether it's money, whether it's your woman, whether it's your job, whatever it is. That's what's going to catch you up. That's the neck.
Yeah,
you know, the Lord don't got to think about a mysterious way to take you out. You already choose the way that you're going to die. When you forsake the Lord.
What's that, like, I think that's in Romans. I think it say that. It talk about it gave them over to they they own lust and shit.
I got that precept you quoted. I was holding it. It's Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, "Then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him."
And it's that great boldness. Yeah. The fact that we prophesying against Esau, Edom. You know, we don't have no power in this society. We don't got a military. We don't got weapons of mass destruction. Hey, look, this devil know routes we take to work. What school our children go to. Our bank, where our money at in the bank. Hey, look, man, we don't have no. This is an example of great boldness. We telling this devil, hey, he's Esau Edom according to the scriptures, and your ass is going down. The Lord gonna destroy your kingdom, and then we gonna beat you in the kingdom. That's great boldness.
You know what movie that make me think of? The Matrix. Like when we were going into how the Neo had this Exodus. And then you had, I forgot the dude's name, but he wanted to go back into it.
Oh, Cypher.
Yeah, Cypher. Yeah, that's a perfect scene to explain the difference between those who are unplugged and those who want to stay with it. He said, "I know this steak is fake. You know what I'm saying? But I still want to eat it."
Yeah,
you know, that's great.
That's when he had to meet with the agent. You know what I'm saying? Cutting the steak up and shit. The nigga wanted to go back into the world. And that's what it is with Jake, man. Jake want to go back into the world. I don't say go back. Jake want to stay in the world. They don't, like I said, because we talking about Egypt, we talking about the second Ezra. Jake don't want to leave this place, bro. Even some Israelites that know the Israelites that actually teach and go out there on the highways and byways. A lot of these camps, bro, they want to be American Israelites, bro.
This is madness, bro. I'll be watching his YouTube channel. It's this Jake. He asks people about like sports. So he was asking niggas like, look, do you want $1 million? Or if they say, look, we'll give you $1 million to stop watching NFL and basketball, or you could take the $1 million, or the niggas like, I don't want the $1 million. I can't live without sports. I said, what? All you gotta do is stop watching football for the rest of your life, or they gonna give you $1 million cash. That nigga said, I don't want the $1 million cash. I gotta have football.
Shit, they was doing.
I said, what the fuck?
They was doing. They was doing the one with the money, or to be with JC. Niggas was choosing money over JC. Like, that shit is crazy, bro.
So it just shows you Jake is hypnotized.
Yes,
they hypnotized. They walking around like they gone.
Yep.
It says, "It made no account of his labors." It says, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for."
They don't picture us being beamed up on no chariots, bro. All right, they don't picture that. Hold on, the niggas that was the lowest of the lowest, the insignificant, the niggas that we put in the ghetto, in the corner, these niggas is getting beaten up on these so-called UFOs. We thought we was gonna destroy these niggas.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay. This Psalms chapter 78 and verse there's a lot, but I'm just gonna read.
Hey, even our people gonna be looking. Even our people that talk shit about us, niggas that scoffed us, came up against the truth, they gonna be looking. All right, like damn. Right.
Then they shall know it was a prophet among them. Like when that destruction hit them, whether it's the nukes flying or teeth of wild beasts taking them out, they gonna realize that somebody was a prophet that told me about this truth, and I didn't take heed. It's gonna be too late.
You had a brother in New York that did a video, bro. He said that the chariots came down, bro, and the chariots we was running to the chariots. The brothers, the prophets, the elect was running to the chariots. They talking about Esau Esau, the chariots right there. Esau said, turn around. Niggas was turning around to go back that way, man.
Hell no.
The chariots right here. And Esau talking about turn around. The brother said niggas was turning around walking back towards Esau. That's that last wife, man.
Because that fire was coming down on their ass. She was
And my hell, yeah, man.
His Psalm 78 and I'll read 32 through 38. It said, through 39. It says, for all this they still sin and believe not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity and their years in trouble.
It's nothing that can be done or shown to these niggas that's gonna change their heart.
Yeah.
The Lord can't. Hey, listen, man. Even though the scriptures talk about they look for a sign, if the Lord was to video chat a nigga right now and say, look, y'all the Israelites, they still ain't gonna believe it.
But they gonna say it's AI.
It's AI.
It's AI, bro.
It's AI.
It's gonna say what you just said. Verse 34. When he slew them, then they sought him, and they returned and inquired early after the Most High. And they remembered that God was their rock, and the high God their Redeemer. Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongues. For their heart was not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant.
See, you can't hide. The Lord knows your heart, man. The Lord knows your mind. Right? And that's what this truth. Go ahead, brother. You got something to say?
No, I was just talking about the spirit, the heart being.
Yeah. The Lord said the mind is deceitful above all things. It's desperately wicked. Right? But the thing is, the elect are being born again, right? Or changing their ways, taking that old man off. So it's a change that takes place, an exodus that takes place. You know, within your mind, it's like a paradigm shift. You change from thinking one way, like the Babylonians, you start thinking, in the spirit.
Verse 38 and 39, it says, but he, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not. Yeah, many a time turned he his anger away and did not stir up all his wrath, for he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passeth away and cometh not again. That was this one.
Yeah, but no, that was the point. Because like I said, I was in that chapter earlier, and I was actually going to read that verse. So
I was going to jump. Let me jump to 42.
I was going to make a point on this real quick. Because you said, read that part back where it says about their flesh.
This is Psalm 78, verse 39. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passeth away and cometh not again.
Yeah, so the Lord already understands like the position that we in, bro. The Lord knows we in the flesh. Just like even now, like bro, like us, like when we fuck up, the Lord, like he like scripture about it, he winks at it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the book of Acts, this 17th chapter. But the Lord wink at a lot of stuff we do because it's like, bro, really shit, we really deserve to get put to death. You know what I'm saying? But it's of the mercies, really the scripture about the short mercies of David. You know what I mean? Because you look at what David did, a lot of things he did, he deserved to get put to death, but the Lord had that favor towards him, just like us. And we hoping that we get delivered out of this upcoming destruction, man. Because a nigga really think he gonna make it out of this somehow, some way. You know what I mean? And a lot of these Edomites, bro. A lot of these Edomites that because a lot of Edomites got money, bro. We talking about regular Edomites. These niggas got doomsday bunkers. And we ain't even talking about rich elites, bro. Like there's videos of brothers did on it.
Prepping, like prepping and shit.
Hell yeah. And I'm talking about they actually got like it was this one video I seen on one of the brothers did a video on it. Just regular Edomites, but they got, you know what I mean, a little bit of money. These niggas got like a whole underground like little city. They park their trailers up under that motherfucker and everything, bro. Like on some real shit. And they call themselves getting ready for quote unquote Armageddon. But it's like, bro, ain't nothing you can do gonna get you up out of this shit, bro. The only thing that's gonna save you is if one, you Israelite, and then two, you gotta be the elected Israelite, and then three, you know what I'm saying? Shit, the Lord just gotta have favor towards you, bro. That's it.
Another reason why, he remember that we're fleshly. YAHWASHI is praying. He's making intercession for us. Like what's that? John 17, I believe.
Yeah.
How the Lord is, He's making intercession for us. Like let's work with him a little bit more. Like the parable with the tree. If it don't bring forth fruit, then we get rid of it.
Yeah.
So it's just a constant back and forth between the Lord and His Son, who died for us. They give us mercy too as well, man. That's why serving YAHWASHI, reverencing YAHWASHI is very important.
I got a precept too. It's going back to like the topic that we're talking about. It's Hebrews chapter 3. And I'll start from 10. It says, wherefore I was grieved with that generation and said, They do always err in their heart. It says, and they have not known my ways. It says, so I swear in my wrath. It says, they shall not enter into my rest. Anybody else want to speak on it?
I read about that earlier. But go ahead. Bring it
Oh,
out
you brought
again.
earlier?
Yeah,
Oh,
bring it out again. Bring it out again.
Oh, damn, bro. The world
He's right there.
You're right. I'm like, no, it's like it. But no,
Hopefully not in Egypt.
Right.
When they come out of the cage.
Yeah, you read the whole thing. That's crazy, bro. But no, that's the spirit day, man. It's like it. That's the spirit, bro. Cause I was just thinking about my bro. Like Jake don't want to enter in this rest, bro. Like them niggas don't want nothing to do with what we talking about. A nigga actually get upset when we talking. We telling about the truth, bro.
And it's crazy. The Lord still gonna give it to them. The Lord still gonna give it to them. You know, they still gonna receive it, man.
Yeah, but that's how
That's the mercy.
That's how merciful the Lord is, bro. Even though you was a complete nigga on this side and you was against the Lord in every incarnation,
Still gonna give you that
still
rest
give you that rest, bro.
He gonna put you to death first, though.
You got to be thankful that you were born in Israel.
Like, facts, bro. Facts, bro. You could have been born an actual fucking Edomite, bro.
And that's why niggas gotta respect their father because it's because of him you an Israelite.
My father just said that to me yesterday.
I had this video on that specific topic here. 2/3, they also play a part of the what you said about showing the Lord's mercy. Like the Lord specifically had it where 2/3 niggas, okay, I'm gonna have them be rebellious, I'm still going to the kingdom because they serve as an example of his mercy. That literally was done on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why even like the elect can't even boast because yeah, you got the kingdom because you was doing the right to works, but I'm still giving to them. Like it's showing the mercy of the Lord.
Yeah, it's prophecy. That's what it all boils down to prophecy. The Lord, the Potter, He created us to be marred, so that way, it can be, so the second covenant can come about. You know, if we was all perfect, then we wouldn't be found faultless for the second.
Yeah, the Lord showing us how to be good judges, man. To know both sides of it. All this to know both sides, man. That's what makes you a good judge, you know, knowing both sides, man.
And going through the experience.
Somebody holding that Isaiah. You want to get it first?
No, you go ahead.
Malachi 1:6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you, O priests that despise my name, and ye say, wherein have we despised thy name? And you know, the Lord wants his respect. You know, he wants his fear. You know, you mentioned, one of our brothers mentioned not too long ago that he's our father. You know, that's why you're supposed to respect him, man. You know, and like y'all mentioned, the mercies of the Lord, the sure mercies of David, right? The mercies of the Lord in the aspect that he's still going to give the king, like all Israel should be saved. He's still going to give the kingdom to Israel, even though they're going to have to die and be incarnated again. But, you know, the fact that he's still going to give them that opportunity, man. You know, Moses didn't get to see the promised land. Yeah. You know, even after all the works that he did, you know, because that was how it was meant to go. But you know, he's gonna still be in the kingdom, man. King David, man, he's gonna be in the kingdom as our king. Yeah, Judas. Yeah.
Judas.
Y'all mentioned Korah and you know Dathan, Abraham. You know, go ahead.
Yeah, did you want? I was gonna get verse.
Straight to the point.
I was gonna get verse 12.
Yeah, I wanted. You know, is it 12 or is it 10?
That's why the trust and oppression. That's what I was gonna
get. Is it 30?
Yeah.
You're not at 30.
Yeah, I said
what is 10?
Serious. Okay, I started, bro. No, I'm sharpshooter.
Yeah, I know. I was talking straight to the point. I don't think it's 10.
Isaiah 30 and 10. It says, actually, should I start from verse 9?
See?
It says, see? It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
They ain't listening. You know, we still gotta preach. The word still gotta go to the ends of the world. But Jake ain't listening.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear the law of the Lord. Why? Because it cuts them. Because they're doing exactly what the Lord. Hey, the Lord gave us straight commandment. What to do to live and what to not to do so we don't die.
That's 2 Ezra the 7th chapter.
No gray area.
When you read 2 Ezra the 7th chapter, it literally said they gave them straight commandments.
Straight.
Like the Lord told you on what the fuck it is, bro.
Right.
And that's why I see with Jake, bro, when these niggas do die, bro, you ain't gonna feel no way about it, bro. Because the Lord, he gave the warning.
He was a straight shooter.
Yeah, bro, he straight
and the word is shoot it straight.
Yeah.
His men shoot it straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't see a butt or if.
Yeah, there ain't no gray area.
No, it's straight to the point.
It's black and white with the Lord, bro.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah.
what we figured out, though, with Jake, when we tell Jake about the scripture, it makes Jake change, you know what I'm saying? So they like, damn, now they caught into a little dilemma. So we're like, damn, I heard it. I gotta change my life. They're like, no, fuck that. You see, basically, the Lord gave you a dilemma. Remember how he told Moses, you know what I mean? Moses told the children of Israel, I said before these life and death, he gave you an ultimatum. There you go, you call. He gave you an ultimatum. He said before you life and death. And you basically, you left with a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can either go this path, you know what I'm saying, which is the law, statutes, commandments, follow the ways of the Lord, you're gonna live. Or you can go the complete opposite. You can be a fucking nigga, a demon, and just live completely contrary to the Lord. And you can just have fun all day you want, but you gonna get destroyed.
Till that judgment comes.
Choose this day who you will serve.
So the word ultimatum. Ultimatum, a quick Google definition. It says ultimatum is a final, uncompromising demand backed by a threat of consequences if it is rejected.
Damn, bro.
You know what that make me think of when Moses drew the line in the sand, right? And he said, "Whoever want to serve the Lord, come over here." And what happened? Everybody that was on the opposite side of the line, the Levites slew their ass. See, that's the ultimatum. You either serve the Lord or die.
Yep, and then I was thinking about too, King Jehu. He gathered all them niggas in a room.
Yeah, closed the door.
Bro. And he closed the door. Like he basically, it was a righteous way how he did it too. He supplanted them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to weed out the niggas that was really serving Baal. You know what I'm saying? Like, then he had them niggas slayed. Then he told his guards, he like, look, bro, like, don't let none of them escape. And if he do escape, your life gonna be in exchange for this. But that's how it is with us, bro. We trying to weed out the real believers, and then the ones that ain't serving the Lord, man. Because a lot of these niggas, they say they love the Lord, and man, you will see a Jesus license plate. You know what I mean? I love Jesus hat, the whole 9 yards, but they don't do nothing that the Lord said. That's why the Lord cut them niggas, man. He said, with your mouth, you do honor me, but their heart is far from me, bro. I like, man, when the Lord was on the scene, man, he wasn't playing with these niggas, bro. He was like, he gave these niggas the full brunt of the scriptures, bro. The niggas was cut, man. It's like Stephen, like when Stephen was on the scene, niggas was cut, bro. When they hear this word, it does something to these people, bro.
The
Lord
Lord
they want to fight you.
The Lord said he testified thereof that their works thereof were evil. That's the reason why they were put. If the Lord was on the scene saying salvation to all nations, why would they put a man to death like that?
Yeah, bro, they was cut, bro, because the Lord was getting at the Lord was getting at the core. Yeah, bro, like everybody, YouTube, nigga, I know you remember Chicago, like back in the day, niggas are trying to fight us, bro. We got our own stories too. Niggas are trying to fight us because we're bringing out the word, bro. Like, what we ain't doing nothing but bringing out the word.
We threaten you or nothing.
Yeah, they threaten you or nothing, bro, but the word cut so hard. It says piercing even to the joint and marrow, bro. In the book of Hebrews, bro. It cut you, man.
It's a discerner of the thoughts.
Yes, bro.
Your true intention.
Right. It show your true intention, what you really about, bro. And that's why a lot of things get mad, bro. But going back to Isaiah 30, and we're gonna edit it. You say, bro,
58. I got one piece. I'm
gonna hit these last ones and y'all can get it. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 30 and verse 11. It says, "Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us."
They don't want to hear it. They look, man, cause this shit to go. And where the Lord got us in the marketplaces and all nations is just shopping, getting food. They look, honey, we about to go get some food. Sit down right here, and then it comes the truth smack. I didn't expect to see these niggas.
I'm thinking about why when you be holding the sign up, but them niggas be mad as hell when they see that sign, bro. They be hot, bro. Them niggas be tight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you gotta think, them niggas ride around in nice car. Yeah, man, niggas probably whatever song they listen to. Got the blunt, you know what I'm saying? They got a blunt. It's like, yeah, man, baby, you know what I'm saying? And then he turned.
It's the devil. Okay?
That's why we don't hold the Jesus with horns no more, because that sign right there.
That really get him mad.
Yeah, you know. But one day I remember I was holding up the America Gonna Be Destroyed sign. You had this Edomite walk past with his family. He turned around, his wife just grabbed his arm and come on. And he was like, nigga, he was mad.
Yeah.
He was mad.
Because they really think the Lord looks like that.
But the scripture say that we should be hated of all men for my name's sake. There shall the end come, you know. So we're gonna be hated for the namesake of the Lord, ultimately because we pursue His word.
And Jake talking about America gonna be destroyed, please. Yeah.
But they know in their spirit.
Jake got a Jake got a job. Jake work at a factory, man. He don't wanna let that go.
They know in their spirit that this place gonna be destroyed, because whenever there's talks of World War III concerning Russia, Iran, You know, niggas make light of it, but in they mind and they spirit, some people be complaining like, man, we didn't want to sign up for this. Like, we just trying to go to work, live life, take care of our family, raise our kids, etc., etc. Like, niggas don't want this end to happen for real, but they know in their spirit. That's why there's, like the beloved Apostle Hart said, there's less and less scoffers each day because they're seeing that what we're saying is coming to pass, man. One more time.
Scoffers are becoming non-existent because these prophets are coming to pass. But they ain't coming to talking about like this ain't gonna happen and y'all are wrong. They just quiet, they watching, man.
Yeah, yep. And then what makes me think about what you said, Arsha, a lot of our people, not just our people, people in general, they really ain't even, if they can get a slice of the American pie, they will just let this shit go on. They don't give a damn about what's actually happening behind scenes, like wickedness. Like, they don't care about wickedness actually still going forward. They're like, man, nigga, I just want some money. I want to go on my vacations and fuck all the other shit y'all talking about. And that's that part about it. We actually want this place to go because it's wicked. The E-Files prove that. Yeah.
Nigga, hold on, nigga. I'm putting up money for my kids' tuition, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm about to retire in 17 years, nigga.
But then, like, bro, when you break down, like, these people's, like, way they trying to live, it's like, bro, it's like, it's carnal, it's pointless, bro. You want enough wealth. Let's say you got a daughter and son. You want to send them off to college. Why? So your daughter can get smarted out. Your son can probably grow to be a faggot. They can learn a lot.
They don't have no problem with that. They don't have no problem with that. They don't have no problem with that. What's wrong with that, brother?
Yeah, right.
I might cut $100 before I've been hurt. Right. I need a one with experience.
But that just show you their mindset is limited and it's small.
Yeah.
Because if you take out wickedness, you have abundance. You see, so but the fact that they say let's keep wickedness over there, and as long as I got this, your mindset is small. You have yeah, exactly. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Small
But then
minded.
when he get his house broken in or some shit,
Exactly.
like, real, like, bro, like the law, when the law's not in place, it still affects your life.
That's
correct. You know what I'm saying? It still affects your life in some way, bro. The reason why that individual stole from you because he wasn't applying the law.
Exactly.
If the law was applied, he would have stole from you because he would have knew better. Exactly. So the law still affects your life if people not applying it, bro. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this last verse. It's now God, I'm so appreciate it. Close out. Isaiah 30 and verse 12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant."
Hit their ass like a wall that just collapsed on their ass. They got like that earthquake in Venezuela that just passed. Bro. And all the walls fell down on the people, man. They said 60,000 people probably dead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the part that I like about that verse is it said that you trust in oppression and you stay there. You stay on it because we giving you the out. You know what I'm saying? But you rather stay there over there.
Yep. Hey, that's the days of Noah, man. Noah prophesied. Giving Jake the out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They said, "Huh, nigga, rain, rain, flood, nigga, what's that?"
On top of the fact that the boat probably looked raw as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, why you? I just want to get on it just because it looked good. I was like, that's nice piece of work.
But that just show you the mentality of our people, man. They want to remain where they at.
They seen him building it. Like they was on looking. What is he doing?
He was prophesying to them.
Right, and that's likened it to like you seeing churches, big groups of men, all over, likened it to Noah's boat being built. You watching men being gathered in various states, preaching the word of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
And then it's crazy. A lot of people, what I've been noticing too, a lot of people when they ride past, they be having like, they can tell they from out of town. Yeah. And I know they be looking like, because I be seeing people like from New York, like Edomites, but I know they be looking, and they be like, damn, in our city, we see the same nigga. Yeah, this shit's like universal.
Exactly. Come on, man. Exactly.
That's why I said vocab.
vocab. I got one real quick.
We'll talk that nigga up, boy.
Hey, nigga, pop up. Pop up out of nowhere.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, shit. Yo.
Hey, okay, what do you say? Y'all was talking shit about me on the video. I don't know. We can have a dialogue.
He takes that, and they whip that camera out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, I can't stand that nigga on my head, bro.
Take that motherfucker.
He get fat as hell too. All right, come on. One of them gonna count. He's gonna be right there.
That's how it's down.
Right. This is Isaiah 11:11, and this shall come to pass.
Call the cops.
Yeah, right, real quick.
We call the cops this time.
It says, I'm gonna start at 10, Isaiah 11:10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Talking about YAHWASHI, right? And the Israelites, the elect. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time. Hence the title, the second Exodus. To recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Syria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Different landmasses where we scattered in Egypt and mentioned, because this is the new Egypt, you know, and this is the primary target for deliverance. It says
That links up with Revelation 7 about the large innumerable multitude.
Yes.
From all the corners of the earth. Isaiah 11.
It says, and it shall set Isaiah 11:12, and he shall set up an inside for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
My bad, but it's all about the outcasts of Israel, man.
Yeah.
You know, those are the ones that's going to be a part of that innumerable multitude out of every nation, kindred, people, and tongue. Those are Israelites. Yeah. It's a fulfillment of the prophecy in Isaiah 11.
Yeah, bro. And we want this to happen, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We
need this to
We
happen.
know it's going to happen. We just want it to happen.
Like you said,
Faster. We
you
want to
need
hasten
this to
it.
happen.
like Jake and the world, they really looking forward to, like, you know, they children growing up. Oh my God.
The next president that can possibly help them.
Where LeBron James going to go?
Right, bro. These weak ass playoffs that's happening. Come on, man. It's over with, man. So, you know, hey, you know what I'm saying? With that, we'll give all praise and glory and honor to
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
All right, you already know, man. Double honors to the apostle of Israel that they taught the truth. And Shalom, YAHAWAH, LAIWALAMYAM, which means peace and mercy to the elect. And Shalom and Shalom.
Shalom.
My